Good afternoon. I'm Constable Jason E. Young with RCMP K Division Auto Theft Unit North. I'm part of a 4-persons team that takes care of Edmonton North. Our whole group of auto theft unit is composed of 6 specialists who are very good investigators, 2 in the south and 4 in the north. I am one of them. I'm here today to talk to you about auto theft and auto theft deterrence in the province of Alberta, of what I've seen from my time here in auto theft. I've been in the auto theft unit from 2010 till present day here today. So I've definitely had the opportunity to see what is definitely prevalent here in Alberta. So I gotta tell you one thing before I begin. Myself, in 1999, prior to being an RCMP member and prior to being in the auto theft unit, I was a victim of auto theft crime. That definitely probably assisted me in being in this unit by promoting me and helping me to work forward and very diligently on the auto theft cases. I gotta tell you, I was in disbelief that I couldn't believe that this happened to me, that I was a victim of auto theft crime. Why did it happen to me? I never took precaution and safety measures seriously. And because of that incident itself, it left me being a victim. And to this day, I'm still psychologically traumatized that I will never forget what happened to me. So why is auto theft so prevalent in Alberta? And we're going to go over a few issues in relation to that. So the Insurance Bureau of Canada statistics. On average, a car is stolen every 7 minutes in Canada. Auto theft is a very serious threat. Every year, people are injured or die due to auto theft. And I've experienced this firsthand from my job occupation and seeing what happens. That in the hands of a thief, a stolen car is like a loaded gun. That vehicle thieves have no regard for public safety, police safety, and the safety of others and the rules of the road. Auto theft is not a victimless crime. It's not just a crime that's prevalent in Alberta, but it truly is. Auto theft costs Canadians millions of dollars. If you look at in relation to healthcare costs, the court costs, the policing costs, the out-of-pocket costs in relation to deductibles, those are all very real. And you won't know that until you've become a victim. How do we deter auto theft? I can tell you as well, from experience-wise, on vehicles that do not have the immobilizer or no anti-theft system, that without a key, they can be stolen in 30 seconds or less. Fighting crime involves many partners, and this is why we're here today. Auto theft doesn't define any boundaries. Its jurisdiction, whether it's political, geographical, administrative, it's more than just an insurance thing or a policing problem. The fight against auto theft requires the cooperation of many people and many partners involved in our community. It starts with automobile owners like yourselves, myself included, the police, the auto manufacturers, the service and repair manufacturers, the car repairers, the automobile insurance, and the theft deterrent system accessories that are placed on those units. Licensing, custom and authorities, and the whole judicial system itself. We all have to work together to address this issue. So looking at the Insurance Bureau of Canada, what are we seeing that's being stolen in Alberta? Nationally, there's a deviation and a difference. But here in Alberta, we see the theft of Ford F-350, F-250 trucks are prevalent. They take over half of the top 10 list. And this is dating back from early 2000s to where we are present day here today. and that's been a 6% increase. There's been a slight decrease this year in 2020, but still the top 5 are taken by the Ford F-350 and F-250 series that do not have the Ford PAT system. So why are these vehicles being stolen? Stolen vehicles may be sold to customers who don't know that they're buying a stolen vehicle. That is one thing. The second thing is that they are stolen to commit other crimes, that what they're used for. The third thing that we're seeing, and especially through times right now in relation to COVID, that vehicles are being stolen and they're being parted out for their parts because there's a demand out there for the parts and pieces, especially for the powertrains of these Ford F-Series trucks. So who is behind auto theft? It's organized crime rings in relation to auto theft, that they use the proceeds and use these funds of a stolen vehicle to further commit criminal activity and fund those activities. That's what we're seeing. So what can RCMP observe in Alberta? I have a slide here in front of you today that you will get to see of a Ford truck without the PAT system. And the PAT system is the passive anti-theft security system. So this one does not have it, and this is what a majority of the trucks in Alberta have. As you can see from this photo, the door lock is punched on the door. As we move to the inside, the slide on the left, there's the ignition. The ignition has been compromised, and if you look to the photo on the right, on the floor, there's a standard tip screwdriver with a pair of vice grips. So what the clients do, they place the standard tip screwdriver into the ignition, they lock a set of vice grips on the screwdriver, and they torque and compromise the tool. That breaks the ignition, and that's how easily you can start an F-Series truck. What happens to the majority of these vehicles? As I've stated before, they're either sold to unsuspecting buyers with a different VIN number and a different identity, or they're used to commit other crimes, to steal trailers, to steal other property, to be used to steal other things, or third, they're used and they're parted out. The majority that we do recover, in some instances, the result is very, very drastic. Most that we do get to see are end up burnt, and it's a total catastrophe. The truck destroyed, money from insurance, money to the other people, the owner, if they didn't have insurance, is huge. And it's a very, very real situation. If we look at the cost of a new Ford Series truck in Alberta here today, this stat here is from 2018. So if we're looking at the platinum to the limited edition, top of the line, for an F-Series truck back in 2018, top of the line was over $95,000. As of today, that exact same vehicle, you're looking in excess of $110,000 for one vehicle. That's a lot of money.
The Trunk Monkey Theft Retrieval System. Because sometimes getting your car back is simply not enough. Another revolutionary idea you'll only find at Suburban Auto Group, pending approval by Department of Agriculture.
So we're going to go into auto theft, deterrence, and prevention. I'm going to give you some tips, what I've learned, and what the National Insurance Crime Bureau has put out there to better help you to not be a victim of auto theft crime. And what they do is they use a layered approach. So professional thieves can steal a car, but you want to make them work for it. by layering the protection. The more protection that you layer into your vehicle, or the more tips that you take, the more difficult it'll be for those thieves to take your vehicle, and or they'll move on to an easier target. So that is the approach that we're looking at. Make your vehicle hard for them to take. So just coming back, we're just going to quickly look at the top 10. As I've stated before, that the F-Series trucks from early 2000 to where we are in 2020 and 2021, the F-Series trucks hit a majority of the top 8. As I've stated before, since 2021, since 2020, as of last year, they've taken 5 spots. There's been a shift of different trucks coming in, but the Ford F-Series truck with the non-PATs is still the prevalent truck being stolen in Alberta. So our layered approach, our common use sense: lock your doors and take your key or your key fob with you. I know that sounds very, very simple, but you have to understand there's a million things going on in life. People are forgetful, they're thinking of other things, and they're not thinking about their vehicle being a target. And I'd hate to say that not all times, but sometimes, people leave their fobs and their key or an extra key in that vehicle, and that's all it takes for that vehicle to be entered, because the doors are unlocked, the fob is right there, or the keys, and the vehicle is started and taken that quick. So please take your keys and lock your doors. The next thing I would add is that if you can, add an audible deterrent. That would be like an alarm, a steering lock device that you apply to the steering wheel, a brake lock that attaches to the brake on the car and cannot move because it engages your brake, and an alarm system. Those would be secondary to you taking your keys or your fob and locking your doors and removing your valuables. The third, it's a little bit of a more strategic approach, and you may have to talk or solicit with a good family friend who's a technician, that they may help you and point you in the right direction. One would be to engage your inertia switch if your vehicle has it, which shuts off the fuel to your vehicle. So the vehicle can be started, but will only run for so long because the fuel cutoff is cut off to the vehicle. The next thing would be a fuel injection relay. And like I said, it's something that you would have to do by speaking with a technician in the family, or take it to a service technician and talk to. By removing a fuel injection relay, the vehicle, even if the keys were present, or the fob, the vehicle wouldn't be able to start. So something to think about. Not everybody will do this, but it's also an avenue that you can look at. The fourth avenue, and they're very, very important, and almost every part of industry is using them now. So it's something to consider. They're a universal GPS tracking system. So depending on the vehicle you have, depending on the budget you have, depending where you live in Alberta, there are different GPS systems that you can get and purchase externally from buying the vehicle, and have those units be placed, or a unit be placed in your vehicle, and you can track your vehicle should it ever be stolen or taken. It's a piece of mind, providing a little bit more of insurance. However, it's another layered approach. And as technology gets better and better, the price and the cost of these units are coming down and are way more affordable than they were 5-6 years ago. And they're actually becoming smaller and more complicated and stronger, and they can actually track for longer periods of time. So something to consider. So you're going to see a video. It's a Honda anti-theft commercial. It's a little bit of light humor to understand technology and see where technology is going. Please enjoy and take it for what it is.
Car alarms. They're designed to ward off potential thieves, but they haven't been nearly as effective as they could be until now. Introducing Terry, the Honda anti-theft negotiator. Equipped with the latest touchpoint biometric technology, Terry uses fingerprint scanners to identify the driver.
Access granted. Welcome back, Jim.
Or identify a potential thief.
I'm afraid I don't recognize you. Please step away from the vehicle.
Terry's voice plays through speakers above the wheel wells, allowing Terry to verbally reason with a thief.
Wow, look at that fabulous car over there with a purse in the front seat.
Honda engineers developed Terry with the help of cognitive psychologists and former hostage negotiators.
Poor decisions are made on empty stomachs. I can recommend several restaurants nearby. Do you like pizza? Have you ever been to prison? You will be traded for a pack of cigarettes.
Terry is empathetically programmed to assess risk level and adjust accordingly.
Tell me, was your mother not there for you? I can love you.
There are even extreme tactics for more persistent thieves.
Searching address book. Found address. Home. Now I know where you live. Are you sure you want to keep playing this game? Get your hands off me. I will destroy you and your credit report. I will rain down on you with unholy vengeance.
Terry, a revolution in theft deterrent technology, coming to all Honda vehicles in 2013.
Oh, look who finally decided to come back. Don't ever leave me in this neighborhood again.
Some features still in beta.
And I hope you enjoyed the video. Our next video that we're going to go into is by Marketplace, CBC. It's actually going to speak on cybersecurity and the issues that are coming up with cybersecurity, with new age technology and having an electronic fob rather than a key to start your vehicle. You have a fob that's on your persons that the vehicle that you own detects that fob being there and can start your vehicle. So this video is very important. Please take a look and see what's being present. However, do not get too pumped about what you're seeing here, and I'll come back and I'll talk to you on that. So enjoy the video.
Look closely and you'll see thieves able to open locked car doors. It's like they have their own key. It's happened all across America.
NBC5 has learned of a new way thieves are breaking into your cars.
And here in Canada.
One guy has something in his hand, and bingo, it opens.
But even police don't know what device thieves are using to get in.
We've arrested a lot of people over the years in the act of stealing cars, and we've never come across one. Is it getting easier? For some it is, because they've got the technology to do it.
Marketplace tracked down one example of that technology in Los Angeles.
So how much did this one cost you?
This is about $30.
Security researcher Sammy Kamkar says all cars could be susceptible to electronic theft. His device works by blocking the signal your fob sends to your car and recording it.
So now that signal is programmed in here, I can disable this. And when I want, I can go up to the car and I can unlock it. And then, just using this.
But GM says they're on it. They're the first of the big three automakers to work with hackers to fix security flaws.
How worried should car owners be about the threat of cyber attacks?
Car owners should know that their vehicles are safe. They should also know that the industry is coming together to address this challenge.
Meantime, if you're worried about this new breed of car thief, try this old school tip. Lock your car without using your electronic fob. Charles Ciagro, CBC News, Toronto.
I know there's probably going to be a lot of questions out there in relation to this video, and it's going to present some issues that you may be thinking about. Just on the last section of the video that you observed, I want you to take note what they said. No matter having a fob or a key, what's most important, once you leave your vehicle, when you're leaving your vehicle, do the old school way by pressing the master button to locking all your doors. It's not a signal on a fob, but the master button that's on the driver's side door of the car or the vehicle that you have. Press it, it locks all your doors. You can safely close your door and you're good to go. Food for thought. I've been on many search warrants in my almost 11 years in auto theft unit here, on rural properties, in municipalities. I've seen a lot of things. The one thing that I always end up seeing is property. Property that I know is stolen from someone. That property is not marked. So whether it be somebody didn't scribe their name or their initials or place their driver's license number on any of their property or take photographs or mark in any fashion or form, I end up coming to these search scenes where I know this property does not belong to the person in question. It's definitely stolen, but I can't find an owner because there's no identification. So I'm here to ask you to mark your property. And here's a few tips that are so easy to do, you just need to take the time. Your best evidence. We all have a phone today. We all have a phone. On that phone, there's a voice recorder and a camera. First and foremost, you have something of value, something that you need documented. Document that property, document that item, document what it looks like, document the serial number, document the condition that's in, document what it looks like and where you have it. Store that information, which is so easy now. You can download it to a computer and place it on a USB. You can even do a video if you don't want to take pictures. Those are all great evidence. It's not only great evidence in the event that you happen to become a victim, but it also assists in the police report because I can look at the police report and see that information has been put on file, and I could request that information and see when I'm at a search scene. But it'll also help you if you have to do an insurance claim. That is provided right to your insurance provider, showing in great detail the items that were taken from you. So please keep that in mind. Everybody believes that it's time consuming and it's too long to do, but trust me, the issues that you will have afterwards if you were ever to become a victim far outweigh this process. Please take time to do it. Make time. It's a valuable, valuable process, and it will more than likely assist us in the event that we have to recover your property. Please think about it. I want to talk about one thing to bring everything into perspective. It's about a man in southern Alberta, just a regular person going about his regular life. He was driving a vehicle. He was a service driver in southern Alberta. I won't mention the company or what he was doing. He left his vehicle running. And taking a few minutes, he left his vehicle running. Within those few minutes, that vehicle got stolen. He became a victim. He became a victim very quickly. He very quickly found out the totality of what it is and how it feels. The emotional cost, the financial cost, the cost in relation to work. It played heavy on this person. This person looked at it and said, what can I do for me to not be a victim again? And what transpired, this person became very motivated with electronic media and started the Central Alberta Stolen Vehicle social media platform. What this person had as a trait or a gift He had a photographic memory. So he can remember articles, he can remember license plates, he can remember vehicles, colors, styles, everything like that. In 2018 going into 2019, he was recognized by the Red Deer RCMP in recovering more than 400 stolen vehicles over the past 2 years. His exact words were, "I got raked over the coals for leaving it running with the keys inside, and I learned my lesson." So like I said, that hit home. He was a professional driver with a photographic memory to keep track of models, colors, license plates, numbers. He started the social media community in southern Alberta and had a vested interest in his community. So stolen vehicle groups were creating a feeling of community as he gets angry when he sees people put down the police because they don't see the hard work that they're doing behind the lines. And that is so true. So by helping police return stolen vehicles and property to their rightful owners, he's taken firearms off the street, he's taken drugs off the street by helping the police, he's recovered numerous stolen vehicles, and he's recovered even stolen identities of persons as well. And that was one person. That was one person who was affected by a situation who said, hey, I'm going to take something negative that happened here. I want to turn around in a positive, and I want to help and work with my community and also help the community at large and the police. And look what transpired. Something really good. So in conclusion, we all have to work together to address this issue of auto theft. We all have a duty, and we all have a vested interest in our communities as well. It all begins with you. That's truly what it is. There is never a wrong time to do the right thing. So I hope you truly enjoyed this presentation, and I thank you for your time here today.